This is Savvy Wisdom,
the heart-to-heart podcast you didn't know you needed.
hosted by Dr. Tamika Sanders and Cheyennis. Savvy Wisdom is a monthly interactive podcast for women who value their well-being and growth that highlights the unique challenges women face daily.
We talk about the relevant issues, their impact to our well-being, share expert insights, best practices, and provide resources and support for your journey right along with you. Dr. Tamika Sanders has 20 years of experience working with schools and businesses in the areas of training and development, public programming, and leadership development. Her work revolves around bringing a diversity of real-world perspectives into programming initiatives and creating strategic community partnerships that can generate revenue and provide access to resources and opportunities for marginalized groups.
Cheyennis is a multi-talented Cali creative with 20 plus years of extensive banking experience, with a proven track record for driving transformative change and fostering a culture of excellence through process improvement, DEI, strategy planning, and program management. She is also an entrepreneur and focused on intentional well-being, with multiple offerings that allow her clients to connect, learn, inspire, and grow.
Now that you've tapped into the art of asking for what you want, it's time to take the next step and start building those dreams through entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship isn't just about envisioning success, it's about taking the practical steps to make it happen. In this episode, we'll guide you on how to transform your vision into a thriving reality, combining the power of manifestation with the grit and strategy needed to build your dreams. Join us as we dive into the world of entrepreneurship and share actionable tips to help you turn your business aspirations into reality. Hey!
Hello! Welcome.
Yes.
As I say, welcome back.
That's kind of like your tagline, huh?
It's from Welcome Back, Carter. It's an old show, and every time someone says welcome back, it's the first thing that pops into my brain. So
I love that. Well, this is beautiful. We have made it to this wonderful episode, Entrepreneurship and Building Your Dreams. And wow, episode 9. Yeah. We are embarking on fall time, where it's like usually the time where everybody kind of gets back to business. So I'm excited about this. I'm excited about this topic today, and just every episode parallels our lives, but it's just so beautiful to see how it's coming through to fruition and coming together. And now we can confidently stand and sit here today to speak on this. What?
Yeah. It's a good time to have this, because fall, you think about things are changing. It's, the leaves are changing. The seasons are about to change because it's going to get cold soon. So it's just it's a perfect time to be thinking about entrepreneurship, because it's that change season in your life. Like, what do you want to change? How do you refresh it? And it's a perfect time to talk about entrepreneurship and pursuing your dream. So
yes. So, we're so thankful. We are so thankful for you tuning in. And, if this is resonating with you, if these episodes have been resonating with you, please continue to like, share, subscribe, because we do this for you. We really do. We do this for all of us, to be honest.
Right. We all need it.
We do. And so what do we mean by building your dreams? I'm going to get right into it. So building your dream is pursuing your passions and creating a life that's fulfilling and meaningful to you. It's also tied to building upon your purpose in a way that's independent from someone else's purpose. Because if you don't build your dream, someone will hire you to build theirs. And we do know that life very, very well, right? Very, very well. But I'm so excited because we had our prior episode where we talked about understanding who you are and what your purpose is. And so now it's like, okay, so you know your purpose, you know who you are. Now what you going to do with that?
Right. So our check-in today with that, where we want to think about, and we're going to check in with each other, but we want you to take a moment to check in with yourself and think about, what are you building towards right now, right?
Yeah.
What are you building towards? And do you want to take it first, Shara?
Actually, I'm gonna let you
You
take
best
this one
me.
first.
All
Yeah.
right. Passing. So, what are you building toward right now? There's so much going on. I think right now, because I'm in that season of, I'm in this great cohort called Impact AZ. And so it's teaching me all about accelerated business practices. So, what am I doing? Looking at your business models, your pricing strategies, looking at how to get government contracts, all of these just really amazing things. But every time I'm there, I realize, ooh, I could have been doing that better. So I have to go back, break a little bit of my business, and then fix it to make it better. And so I'm in that
Ooh.
season of just really fine tuning things that I thought that I was doing right. I'm finding there's a better, more effective way to do it. And so I'm really honing in on that on my business so I can come in the new year and come strong with it, with the changes and the improvements. But I'm also looking at, I'm having some really great career success too. Is looking in, and I love leadership and going back into that. So I'm having that kind of season of just leading leaders and being a leader of people, and it's something that I love doing. And so those are two kind of personal, professional things going on right now. But it is really, it's
Yeah.
fine tuning and going for that goal. It's like, you've been doing this for a long time. Now let's make it efficient and let's make it sustainable. Where are you at right now, Shaq?
I love this. And now, when we first were talking about this and we're planning these episodes, I was like, "Ooh, what am I going to be able to talk about?" But literally, my dreams have they've just been continuing to unfold and to manifest. So of course, everyone knows about my 12th summer jewelry business, which I love, which has been uplifting and empowering me. But there's been this spirit pull for me for the last few years of yes and yes. And so, like, it started with, intentional jewelry to empower your journey. That was what I changed my tagline to, right? But it's like, okay, so how are you actually empowering the journey of the souls who wear your jewelry? And it's actually taking shape in the form of me sharing knowledge and me sharing education, and also a bit of my own special flavor of leadership development, of bringing in together this concept of understanding who you are, understanding how you have been conditioned to not be true to yourself and to not be who you are, and using these different modalities and using all of these amazing things I've been learning from a spiritual perspective, from an educational perspective through my master's program at USC, through a life perspective and observational perspective, and bringing it all together to say, you know what? You don't have to actually show up as a leader in the way that these existing leaders have been showing up, because that way has failed you. And that is not, and that's not really a that's really not a sustainable example, because we know a lot of the current structures and the way that things are definitely being led from just a different kind of mindset that is not about the upliftment of us as a collective. So that's what I'm building right now. I'm building on truth, and I'm building on returning to ourselves so that we can raise the vibration and we can actually be the change that we want to see, and realize that we are and we have been everything that we've needed to be. It's just we needed to be awakened to that, because again, we were conditioned and we've been distracted by all these things that are trying to pull us away from that. So yes, that's how's that for your check-in?
I need to say amen. You just took me to church right there. You was like, stand up. Like I'm at a rally and people is talking about you getting us mobilized and ready. I was like, all right, let's see. Where's my sign? Where can I sign?
Because listen, it's all interconnected. And then I promise I won't veer off too much, but it's even connecting me to my ancestors and connecting me to like what were the things that they were passionate about and what were the things they were doing. And the more I speak about what I'm building on and standing in this truth and the direction I'm going in, the more I am realizing I am low key kind of preaching. And actually, it turns out that I do have that in my bloodline. So I'm tapping in to all of these powers. Okay.
Tap, tap, tap in. No, I get it. I love it. I love it. As you should, because like you said, the old ways of leadership have not been serving us in that way. And it's not really true to your authentic self of who you are and how you
Mm-mm.
like to show up and how you move in the world. And so
Yeah.
you have to find your brand of leadership and then find how you deliver it in your way. So I love that. And I'm so excited to see the blossoming and the bloom. And so I can't wait till it's just full
Yes.
grown so I can be like, look at my girl, look at my girl.
Girl, and literally, like, I've been building because I'm actually building it as a program and I'm speaking into existence that I will have a cohort of individuals who are looking to develop themselves. And I'm literally building these courses on my own LMS as we speak. Do you know how exciting this is? Girl.
Girl, you are manifesting all of that. You just manifest, just sprinkling it through. So I'm
Yes.
super proud to just see it happening. And so y'all get to see it happen in real time too. So if
Yeah.
you're wondering, are we living, are we just talking about these things or are we living it? You're going to literally each episode, each month, you're going to see how we're taking the things that we talk to you about and
Yeah.
we're putting that into our life and you're seeing it manifest in
Yeah.
us and the things that we're doing. And so I hope all of you are having that same success and that journey with us. And we can't wait to get to the point where we get to hear from you and share, do some live sessions with y'all to really check in and see how you're doing. But for now, you got us and you get to see it manifest through
Yes.
us.
Yes. And what I love is, when we were talking about and planning this episode, you were bringing up this concept of the dream approach, which I think we have intuitively been doing, but I would love for you to talk to us about this for sharing with those who may not be familiar with this approach to entrepreneurship.
Yeah, so this is a lot of times you may have heard of that kind of dreaming and scheming type of thing. And when you're thinking about starting your business or you're thinking about taking your business to the next level, you go and you really want to have this dream approach. And it's like if you dream big, that dream big approach is the first key. And it's asking you to really think about if there were no restraints, whether it was money, time, resources in a perfect world, what would this look like and who would you serve, what would you want it to do, and what's the purpose, right? So you dream big. And then the second part, after you kind of dream big and get it all out there without judging or criticizing, just throw it on the page, get it out. Then you get to go through some brainstorming and kind of construct what things in the big kind of brain dump you just did, what fits together, what might be not yet right and what's right now, and what maybe doesn't really fit into what you're thinking as you start really kind of looking at this more. And you pick a couple of those things because our brain is, if we have too many, we work goods in like, two or three. Don't kill yourself being superwoman and trying all 10,
Please
20
don't attack
ideas.
me.
Don't, right? Because if you do, you're just not you're not going to get all of them done. So all of those projects are going to be in some state of half done or not started. And you don't want that. So that doesn't make you feel good and it's not good for your self-esteem. So dream big, throw it all out there, and then go back and put the pieces together and start brainstorming from those, like maybe 1 to 3 ideas you have and really start laying them out. But it really starts with the dreaming big and not letting any constraints go there. Just throw it on the page. So, yeah. And you've been doing that,
I
Shy, with a
love
lot of your stuff.
this.
You're just like, you know what? What would this look like? And look at you
Yeah.
now building your own LMS because you kept saying, I want a platform. I need something. And you couldn't find what you needed. And guess what? You built it. You built it. So,
Yes, yes.
but yeah.
And I'm like really like I'm investing in myself to bring this through to fruition because I feel it in my bones, Tamika. I feel it in my
Yes.
bones. like, I know that I need to share this. And I
Yeah.
got to spend an entire day with this beautiful spirit, who I was connected to through my jewelry and through my log journey. And she really validated
Mm,
that, what I am offering is of value, is needed, that
yeah.
that women are hungry for this. They are
Mhm.
hungry for this because they're tired of being led astray and they want to be
That's
led to themselves. I'm not here to lead you from a hierarchical perspective.
right.
I'm
Lead
here
your
to
way to
lead you to
success.
show you what is possible using what is within you, along with your desire to learn and grow, because
That's
it's
right.
bigger than me and it's bigger than you, right?
Woo! You take me to church and you're doing
Girl,
it.
I'm saying. And so I feel like when you get into this, like, okay, there are certain questions that you need to ask yourself, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, that first question is, what is your why? So when you
Yes.
started Savvy Pin, what was your why?
You know what? It changed. I knew that I wanted to have Savvy Pen was really about education. I wanted to work with schools and I wanted to work with nonprofits. And I really wanted to, when I was in school, it was, and you've probably experienced this, Shy, like I wasn't learning about anyone's education or experience except, the traditional Eurocentric way. And so Black History
Mm-hmm.
Month came and it was, we were slaves, Martin Luther King, Emancipation Proclamation. And I was just like, there so has to be more, right? And so I wanted to
Yeah.
be able to go into schools and provide new perspectives and help teachers be able to bring in the diverse perspectives and other stories that folks don't always get to see but are equally important and help build this country. And so it started that way, and then it just expanded because I realized, as much as I love my schools and nonprofits, they don't pay the bills. Like, I need my corporate clients. So I took that leadership and
Whew.
training, and communications degree that I had, and I started doing the same thing with companies and teaching them, but doing more of the training, and development and professional development. And then it just grew. But it started with just schools. I wanted to make schools more welcoming. I wanted the classrooms and the content to be diverse so that all students felt included and they felt some agency in their learning beyond the classroom. And so,
Oh,
what was your why when
chills,
you started?
chills. Because, and I think that's why we were drawn to each other, because I have that similar just pressing feeling and need,
Mhm.
Again, I was raised, I was very much raised to assimilate to the Eurocentric culture
Yeah.
and to fit into these constructs that weren't really me. And the more that I'm actually learning, which I will tell you, I did not expect that this program through USC would actually have brought me to like the real, like that. I didn't realize it was going to actually point me towards this concept of optimal mindset, which is something that I talk about with my program. I didn't
Mhm.
realize that it was going to be showing me, well, the reason why these things aren't fitting or working for you is because it's not for you. And interestingly, and part of what I'm bringing into it, of course, and I finally cracked the code, which is why I'm so excited about this, but I figured out, like, that's because if you understand who your true self is, if you understand your human design, and you understand that authenticity is so important and crucial to you, then you'll understand why things haven't quite been feeling right. You'll understand why, things weren't quite connecting. But again, you're just trying to make it make sense because you don't know any other way. And you just know that you have to survive because this is what you've been born into or put into, until you can see that representation, or until you can see that actually, no, you don't have to do that. So um
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
that's like, those are a lot of, like, the, I guess, the central themes or the things that come up for me when I think about this direction that I'm going in. um
Yeah.
yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
And I
That next question too is, it goes with that. It's like, once you know your
exactly.
why, then it's the second part is like, what are you doing today that aligns with your future and the future you want to create, so that
Yes.
you are doing that. But it starts with the why. And so when you think of that, this can get hard too, especially if you've got, your day job, you've got family, you've got
Yeah.
the side hustle that you're trying to make your main hustle,
or you have no income.
or you have no income, right? All of those things.
Like,
you got these great ideas, but you're like, I need to see the money. Show me the money, right? And so you really have to think about it can get hard, because you can get off focus of saying, okay, I know these are the things that I need to do that align with my why and what I'm trying to do, but I also got bills to pay. I got other things to take care of. So you will, for a while, you could get kind of torn between both, but just no matter what the time is, do a little bit for each both, because you got to do the things that are making you money, and you got to do the things that are lifting your soul and really giving you purpose and drive. And so you may get there slower, but you are still making progress as long as you are doing something for each of those every single day. Yeah.
Yes. And I love that. And then it asks, what small step or action can you take this week to bring you closer to that dream? Girl, I will tell you, I do have a lot of homework because we started the fall semester, and it's let's see, week 2 of second semester, and they definitely are coming in hot with these assignments. But at the same time, it's butting up against like, oh, but I cracked this code finally, and I've got to make this, like, I've got to bring this up through fruition, because if I don't, like, I don't want to lose it. Like, I don't want to lose that momentum. I don't want to lose that momentum, right? And so I've been taking these small actions and steps, like, pretty much all day, every day, when I need to be hitting them books. But the irony is, when I am able to break away from it and like, okay, girl, we need to make sure we're doing this homework and that we're turning things in on time, the information and the knowledge and the assignments are so relevant. I'm learning consumer psychology this semester. It's so very much... It's so on time. It's right on time, because I'm reading this book on how customers think, and I'm reading about cognitive and affective processes that are going on that shape our behaviors, while literally taking what I've been observing through my lived experience and continued lived experiences to understand, like, okay. Here's one thing I will say, though. I'm very apprehensive and very mindful of, yes, I'm learning these things so I can understand how to market to get to my target audience. But I also recognize that a lot of these are written from that frame, and they use it in this book of colonizing people's minds. And that's not something that I want to do. I want to make sure that if I'm marketing something to you that is for you, like, that's not for serving, again, that old way and that old purpose. So I'm taking it and I'm remixing it, girl.
You've got to remix it, because you're right. When you think about a lot of the psychology of sales and just the psychology of what it takes, it goes back to capitalism, right? It's like, it's you have to persuade, and I hate saying persuade because that's what it is, persuade people to buy your stuff versus them genuinely want it because it's for them, not just some stuff you're pushing down their throat that later they're going to have buyer's remorse, or it's going to make them unhealthy or broke or sad or whatever those things are. It's going to affect them negatively. It's making them better. And so there's a lot of products out there that are using psychology, consumer psychology, but it's not a product that's, like you said, it's for us. So I'm glad that you're remixing it, but you need to learn the rules, like learn the rules, learn the tools, and then you change it up for yourself. But
absolutely.
But that ties in with the mission and values. You know that your mission, your values don't align with tricking people, giving people that's something that's not going to work for them. And so you're doing that. So as you're looking at your why, look at your mission and your vision. So your mission, your vision, and your values. What are the things that you want your business to stand for? What are your morals? What is that line in the sand that you will not cross no matter how much money someone gives you, right? You got to know those things, because there will be a time when you will get tested and you want to know what that is before you reach that point.
Exactly. And we definitely will dig deeper into that in our next episode on selling yourself without selling your soul, because we're seeing a lot of that. We definitely are seeing a lot of that. But what I love about this is, I think I shared with everyone that last fall, around this time last year, through January, I went through this multicultural women's executive leadership program. And as a final project for this, we did these presentations called Dare to Dream.
Mhm.
And that really did plant the seed, because it was like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And I was like, Dr. Doom does have a nice ring to it, but I only have a bachelor's. So I guess I need to get the ball rolling now so I can get to that path. Now, I did learn that you actually don't have to go bachelor's to master's to doctor. But you know what? I'm so thankful, because this education is right on time and I needed it more than I could have ever imagined. But in that exercise, we talked about our values. We talked about our purpose. And the really cool thing, that code that I was telling you I cracked, I have literally determined how you can pull that out from your human design on what your vision, mission, purpose, and top values are. And guess
Mhm.
what, girl? They do align to what I was saying. It's like, oh my God, I'm doing the thing. This is what alignment looks like.
There
And
you
it's so
go.
exciting. It's so exciting.
Aw. And then that's our last one, is what's the purpose for you and your customers. So when you think of your purpose, like you said, you're not leading them to someone else, you're leading them to themselves so they can find what's
Yes.
in them and use what's in them. That's the purpose, right? You are making them
Yes.
better and you are pushing them to find and use what they already have, right? And understand it a little bit more.
And I'm
So,
going to tell you my purpose, which, like, this is just, I love this. So my purpose is to nurture an environment that supports empowered, value-driven leaders who inspire others through integrity, emotional intelligence, and vision. I strive to ensure that everyone has the opportunity to align with their true self, contributing to the success of the whole through personal growth and shared responsibility. And this was without me even giving any specifics of what I do. Like, girl, what?
yeah.
This is like this. Whew, I'm excited. So I will do a little plug. If you would like me to help you to figure out the same, I will definitely be dropping a link to get that started, because now I actually can stand on that.
Well, I love it. I love it. And again, so we gave you the questions that you need to ask yourself. Going back to your why, your mission, your values, your purpose, and the what you want your customers to do, but then also do
Mm-hmm.
something every day that's pushing you toward that. But there's also things that you want to look out for. There's pitfalls. And Shai, do you want to talk to them about the things they
Ooh,
need to look out for?
yes. So, and we talked about this in support systems, which was our second episode, but there will be people who will discourage you. Um, and it could be because of their own projections, because of their own insecurities. No one is going to go to bat for you harder than yourself. No one is going to want your dreams for you more than you want them for yourselves. And a lot of people are limited. Again, a lot of people are limited by their conditioning. A lot of people are limited because they are not fully in tune with themselves. And when they see that you're embarking on something or doing something that they've never seen before or don't quite understand, then they're going to try to discourage you from that. And then if you are not strong within yourself, if you are leaning into that suboptimal mindset, then that's going to start conditioning and influencing you to have your own self-doubt and to have your own fear. And when I tell you, I'm telling you from experience, I have had waves of this all throughout the year. We talked about how my confidence was shaken from that fateful events last year of of losing our livelihoods, right, and losing like the original path that we had been on, and how hard it was for me to be confident in myself and what it is that I bring to the table, and believing that what I'm offering is something that people actually need and want, and all of that, right? And
Mhm.
then there's also procrastination and not having a clear plan, which this one's funny. And I am a bit of a hypocrite here, because I am PMP certified. I know how to organize things. I know how to project manage and all of those things. But then there's also that part of me that's very, very much intuitively and spiritually led. And so it's like this mix of like not wanting, like, I need, I do need structure, but at the same time, um, I recognize that if there's too much structure, then again, I'm limiting my own imagination and my own capabilities, and then maybe going down a way that doesn't allow me for actually doing the thing in a way that would actually have been better. Because you don't know what you don't know. And then the third is not fully knowing who you are and what you want. And if you need some assistance on getting back to that, you can go ahead and replay our episode on knowing yourself and knowing what you want. Because here's the other thing, and was just reading chapter 3 of this book on how customers think. People can sense when you are not, when you're doubting yourself, and when you don't know who you are, and when you don't know what you want, or when you're not confident in what it is that you're selling. And it was talking about how if the first person that you need to sell to, that it needs to be sold to, is the salesperson. If the salesperson is kind of giving off these wishy-washy vibes and energy, then guess what? It's going to be really hard to close that deal. But when you are speaking from your truth, when it is emanating from you, people are going to want to purchase from you. And I told you about that experience I had a couple of weeks ago, where I got this purchase middle of the night, and the person purchasing from me was like, I just have to tell you, your latest campaign with 12 Summer, you did the thing, you did what you needed to do so I could do what I needed to do. And do you know how empowering and validating that was, to see that, like, I'm learning this from a scientific and an educational standpoint, but I'm living it. And it's very, very true. Whether you prescribe to energy, whether you prescribe to science, that energy is real. I know I keep preaching, girl.
No, you're going. It is good. A good thing to remember about procrastination too is that sometimes we procrastinate out of, sometimes it's fear. We're not sure. We're trying something new. We are not sure that it's going to turn out right. We're not sure that we can really do it, and so we're putting it off. And so some of that we have to just go into it. But sometimes we may not know everything we need to do to get started. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't, especially when you have people in your network that actually could help you or give you some insight, or you can bounce ideas off. But that procrastination usually starts somewhere from that kind of fear of just the unknown and not feeling like you can do it. So don't let that get you down, and make sure that you start just doing that, because it turns into avoidance and then it never gets done and your dream is sitting there.
And you're right. And we got an episode for that too, getting out of your way and unblocking those blessings. So again, like, it's all connected. It is all connected. So we wanted to also share with you some really impactful insights from successful entrepreneurs, and the attitudes and behaviors that are going to help you if you are embarking on this path of building your dream. So why don't you get into that, Tamika?
Yeah, we had 4 really great ones. The first one was just about being patient. Entrepreneurship does not happen overnight. It is something that can take a very long time. And some people get really lucky and it does happen really fast. But even when it's happening fast, they may still have to go back, rebuild, and make it better and sustainable, because maybe it happened faster than they were prepared for, right? But be patient and don't give up on yourself. That next one is be prepared for failure. You may come into this and have this great idea, but all of a sudden you're like, well, where are my customers? I have this great product, I have this great service, but nobody's checking for me, right? Be prepared
Yeah.
to fail. And it doesn't mean that you have a bad idea or a product, but it might mean you need to go back to the drawing board, look at things, whether it's competition, it's the market trends that are going on, the way that you're approaching your customers, and then do you have the right customers, right? So it may
Right.
be going back, taking a step back and rebranding versus saying, oh, no one likes it, I failed, I'm going to go back to work this 9 to 5, right? Don't do that to yourself. And then trust your vision. Trust that what you have and what you're building is good, and that it, like Shai said, it's what people want and they need, and they're burning for that, right? So trust your vision. And last, use discernment. Don't go chasing, and Shai, I'll let you talk on this too, with discernment. There's lots of tools out there that you can invest in that help. But if you have monthly subscriptions to everything, you are going to be cutting off your budget before you even make the profit. So start
Ooh,
looking at, use discernment. And everybody that says they want to partner with you to build with you, it's not really going to be the people that build with. So it's like, use discernment in the people, the relationships, the tools and
yes.
things you use, so that you're doing it right. And you don't have those success stories where someone took your business, or you got off track, or you spent too much money on on the tools and resources that you couldn't run the business. So use that
Yeah.
discernment. And Shai, you can talk about that because you were
Yes.
telling me about
Whew.
all the tools and resources that you have.
Absolutely. So, something that one of my wonderful friends and entrepreneurs who I've talked about on this show before, Chanel, she put me on game. She put me on this website, this platform called AppSumo, which is where the small businesses and entrepreneurships can go to get very, very cutting edge, innovative technology solutions. And you just pay one time for a lifetime license instead of getting nickel and dimed every month for these other more established technologies. And it now I will say I haven't always used the best discernment on selecting the solutions, but again, that's part of the
The
being
learning.
prepared for failure and the experimentation of, I think this might work for me, but in order to know, like, you have to actually like get your hands on it. You got to play with it. This is something I used to do all the time back when I was working in corporate with Microsoft tools and all of that stuff. So I, of course, will share the link to AppSumo. And then just really quick, I actually did talk about AppSumo on a homework assignment that I turned in this week, where she reminded me that, there's three people here. It's you as the end user entrepreneur. It's AppSumo, who is working as the mediator. But guess what? Those companies that are bringing these technology solutions to you, it started as a dream for them as well, and we are all interconnected and all vested in each other's success. And so we want to make this work, and and it's all about us. Like, we're all a part of each other's success stories. So also coming back to that concept of partnership, making sure that you have the proper support systems. And if you need more help on that, again, you can watch our support systems episode. But there are also actions. There are also actions that are necessary, for successful entrepreneurship. And I already got into that first one, which is build a strong network. If you look around at who you consider successful, or you look around at any of these organizations, whether they be nonprofits, whether they be for profit, you're going to find that people work with the people that they trust and the people that they like. Those people in the C suite, they there has to be a solid network there. So
Yes.
why don't you get into some of these next ones, because I don't want to hog up all
Yeah.
the
No, I'll take two of them. Know your competition. Know who's out there. Don't feel that you have such a great idea that no one's ever thought of it before. I promise there's someone out there doing something similar. So you want to know who
yeah,
your competitors are, so you can differentiate yourself from them, from their services. And then be prepared for emergencies. As a new
yeah,
entrepreneur, there's all kind of things that could happen that may not even be business related, related. It could be personal or family related, that you lose a spouse or you get injured or someone else gets injured, or you have to stop everything and go take care of, a mother or a father or a grandparent or sibling. And that's time usually when you're an entrepreneur, when you're not working, you're not making money. So you don't have benefits and paid time off and vacation. So
Yeah.
just be prepared for those emergencies that could happen and plan for them. What else, Shy? What else is on here that you
Yes.
like?
Know and connect with your customers. And this was something that, being very transparent, being honest, I wasn't doing the best job of this with my 12th summer business. Of course, I've had the website, I've had the storefront and the website for 5 years. But this year, a lot of my new customers have actually come from me doing these in-person vendor events. And that's where I really shine, like getting that one-on-one connection. And it's not something that always happens the first time around. You actually have to like establish that trust. Some of the people that are coming to me, they didn't initially buy from me, but they got my card, or they are, following me on Instagram, and they just had to see for themselves whether or not I was really about that life, right? And I'm like so excited because even I had someone who made a purchase, and I make it a point, if you're not buying from me in person and you're buying online, I always make sure that I include a handwritten note and I include some extras in there, right? And then I'm watching the package with you. So when I see that it's been delivered that day, I'm going to text you and say, oh my gosh, I see that it's been delivered. And I want to make sure, like, is this to your expectations? Are you happy with it? And got some really amazing feedback on one of these latest sales. And she said to me, I didn't prompt her for this. She's like, I really appreciate how you make it a point to connect and add that personal touch. I think we're at a space now where that's what we are craving for as humans, because we're seeing so many things that are actively pulling us away from connecting. Again, not only connecting to ourselves, but truly and authentically connecting with one another. And then let's see, managing your time wisely. May not be the best person to speak on this, but I'm always going to make sure that what I do is always going to be right on time, right? It's going to be right on time, but just try to manage your time and your energy wisely. And then if you do have the capacity for delegation, delegate early and delegate often. I can't necessarily delegate to other people per se, but I delegate through these technology solutions and using AI to my advantage. So yeah, that would be.
And one thing I'm going to add about what you were saying about managing time, I went to this workshop and they were talking about, I was in there with a lot of different, CEOs, multi-billionaires. And I was thinking, I was like, you know what? When I leave here, we've all got eight hours of time, right, to kind of get things done, and maybe a little bit more depending on how many hours in the day. But let's say you just have that 8. That billionaire is going to leave, and they're going to do something with their 8 hours that is going to continue making them millions of dollars. And the average person is going to leave that meeting and maybe do something that might make them $100. They may go home, make some lunch. They may actually spend more money in that 8 hours than they actually do making money. So using your time wisely is important to think about, but also utilize your resources. Shy is really good at tapping into tools, but every state has a small business association. So the SBA, they have offices. And a lot of times those offices here in Arizona where I am, they have grant writings, they have grant writers that will help you. They have seminars, they have loans, they have all kind of things out there and resources to help you. So tap into those when you've got some of these really big business questions, or looking at research or trends. Go down in there and see what resources they have to offer you, because you never know what they have that could really kind of help leap you forward and introduce you to other folks that can also help leap you forward. So Those are some big
Absolutely. I
ones.
love that. I love that. And so, just kind of wrapping this up and thinking about what's next and how we've got Afrotech coming up in a couple of months. I
Yeah.
feel like we are really, really laying that foundation for really amplifying our offerings into the world. And I'm
Yeah.
so excited to find out, because again, we're going to be connecting with those with these startups and these entrepreneurs who have their own dreams. And I'm just really, really excited to see how we're going to use that experience to help one another level up, girl. But what's
Level
it?
up.
Yes, yes. But what are you excited for?
Same. Really excited to see all these seeds that we're planting just get full bloom. And I'm really excited for the next year of kind of some of the plans that we want to do with the
Yes.
podcast, but also some in-person things. So look out for those. We'll have more news about those. But we want to take our show on the road. We want to be there to help you, to provide resources, but also really allow people to dig a little deeper into these episodes that we've been building, because there's so
Yes.
much magic and so much knowledge and wisdom in it. And we haven't even gotten to begin to tap into all of
Whew.
it. So just expect a
Right?
lot of that next year. Look for some road shows and look for some more in-depth kind of lessons on what we're doing. So, but I'm excited about Afrotech
Absolutely.
too, girl. Afrotech's
Yes.
always, I mean, it's a good time, but it's a good time. It's good time being
Yeah.
with people that look like you, but also good just seeing us thrive and grow, seeing the intelligence and the
Yes.
opportunities. And who
Oh,
knows, me and
yes.
Shai might find some great startup companies that we want to interview or invest in or share with you,
Yes.
or some folks that we
Speaking
can
it.
add to our team, right? That's going to help us move our things forward, So,
Yes.
who knows? Savvy Wisdom could become a whole TV show. We don't know, but it's all about people that we meet and those relationships. And so super excited to see what we're going to manifest at Afrotech. So,
And speaking of, not exactly a TV show, but we do have a Savvy Wisdom podcast music playlist that's inspired by the tunes that we've been featuring on some of these promo videos. But just to really help you tap in, because what I didn't speak on is how instrumental music was for me in my spiritual journey that I've been on for the last year. Definitely Beyonce was all up and through there. Jill Scott was all up and through there. Janelle Monáe, Solange, and there's others. So I will be dropping the link for that as well. But I am
yeah.
so excited about the fact that we got to talk about this day, but even more that we were able to stand 10 toes down on talking about these things. Yes.
Yeah, 10 toes down. I love it.
I can actually say that. I can actually say that with conviction now. Like, what?
So no, we look forward to it. And we thank you for staying with us. If you're new, go to our Savvy Wisdom YouTube channel and just look at all the episodes, play your favorites back, share them, because that's how we grow and that's how we bring more awareness. So please do that. If you feel like this has helped you, share it with someone else you think that's going to need it as well.
Yes. All right, girl. Well, I will be seeing you soon. And so all right.
Just good luck with everything. Continue, because I know next time we talk, we're going to have even more to say. So
yes, and will.
And will. So thank you all.
All right.
Here's how to connect with me for any of your business or educational consulting needs.
Here's how to connect with me for any of your business and individual needs.
We hope you connect with us on Facebook and Instagram.
Next time on Savvy Wisdom. In a world where personal branding and self-promotion are essential for success, how do you authentically present yourself without compromising your values? In this episode, we'll explore the delicate balance of showcasing your skills, expertise, and offerings while staying true to who you are. Learn how to sell yourself with integrity, maintain your authenticity, and build your trust with your audience or clients without feeling like you've lost your soul in the process. Join us for practical strategies to promote yourself while keeping your principles intact.